There is a moment in every man's life when he realizes the world will not hand him respect on a silver platter. You are not owed dignity. You are not guaranteed honor. And the people around you, some of them are watching, waiting, testing you to see what you will tolerate. Today, that ends. What you are about to hear is not advice for the weak. This is not motivation for men who want to feel good. This is a blueprint forged in the cold fire of Machiavellian strategy and dark psychology. 7 ways to handle those who dare disrespect you. 7 methods to make yourself untouchable. By the end of this, you will not be the same man who pressed play. You will be something far more dangerous. You will be someone who commands respect without ever asking for it. Listen closely. Your transformation begins now. First way, master the art of silence. The first weapon you must master is one that costs you nothing, yet devastates your enemies completely. Silence. When someone disrespects you, every fiber of your being screams to react, to defend yourself, to unleash words that cut them down to size. This is exactly what they want. They want your energy. They want your attention. They want proof that they have power over your emotional state. And the moment you give them that reaction, you have handed them victory on a plate. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. The prince who reacts to every slight is a prince who will lose his throne. You must become the man who responds to disrespect with nothing but cold, unflinching silence. Not the silence of weakness, not the silence of a man who does not know what to say. This is the silence of a predator watching prey make a fatal mistake. When you say nothing, you create a vacuum, and in that vacuum, your enemy begins to drown in their own uncertainty. They expected a fight. They prepared for your anger, but your silence, that they did not see coming, it haunts them. It makes them question themselves. It forces them to replay the moment over and over, wondering if they made a terrible miscalculation, and they did. See, most men are addicted to reaction. They think strength is about the loudest voice, the fastest comeback, the most aggressive response. But true power operates differently. True power understands that silence is a statement louder than any words could ever be. Your silence communicates that they are beneath your energy. It tells them that their opinion holds no weight in your world. It demonstrates that you are operating on a level they cannot comprehend. This is psychological warfare at its finest. You do not argue with fools. You do not justify yourself to those who have already decided to disrespect you. You simply remove your attention, your words, your presence from the equation and let them sit in the uncomfortable reality that they could not move you. Practice this. The next time someone attempts to disrespect you, say nothing. Watch their face. Watch the confusion. Watch the power shift. That is the art of silence. That is your first weapon. Second way, remove access to your life. Understand something that will change the way you move through this world forever. Your presence is not a right. It is a privilege. Your time, your energy, your attention, your conversation, your loyalty. These are not free gifts to be distributed to anyone who crosses your path. They are currencies of immense value. And the moment someone disrespects you, they have proven themselves unworthy of spending another second in your orbit. This is where most men fail. They tolerate disrespect because they fear loss. They fear being alone. They fear the discomfort of removing someone from their life. But Machiavelli taught us that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And in this context, it is better to be alone than surrounded by those who do not recognize your worth. When you remove access to your life, you are not being petty. You are being strategic. You are demonstrating that your world has standards, and anyone who falls below those standards will be cut off without hesitation, without drama, without explanation. This is cold. This is calculated. This is necessary. The person who disrespected you was testing boundaries. They wanted to see how much they could get away with. By removing them completely, you send a message not just to them, but to everyone watching. You are not a man who negotiates with disrespect. You are not a man who gives second chances to those who knew exactly what they were doing. Scarcity creates value. When you are always available, always forgiving, always willing to overlook the ways people mistreat you, you become worthless in their eyes. But when access to you is rare, when your circle is tight, when people understand that one wrong move means permanent exile, suddenly they treat you differently. Suddenly, your presence carries weight. Suddenly they realize what they stand to lose. Do not announce your departure. Do not explain yourself. Simply vanish from their world like smoke. Let them wake up one day and realize the privilege they squandered. Let them spend their nights wondering what they could have done differently. Your absence will teach them a lesson your words never could. Remove access. Protect your world. Let them feel the cold. Third way, elevate yourself beyond their reach. Revenge is a dish best served cold, but the coldest revenge of all is a success so massive that your enemies become irrelevant. Listen to me carefully. The greatest response to disrespect is not confrontation. It is elevation. It is climbing so high that the people who once looked down on you are now forced to look up. Every moment you spend thinking about those who disrespected you is a moment stolen from your own greatness. Every ounce of energy you pour into anger is an ounce drained from your ambition. Machiavelli knew that the wise prince does not waste resources fighting battles that do not serve his kingdom. Instead, he builds, he expands, he becomes so powerful that his enemies tremble at the mere mention of his name. This is your path now. Become obsessed with your own growth. Let the fire of disrespect fuel your hunger for more discipline, more knowledge, more wealth, more power. While they are busy talking about you, you are busy becoming untouchable. While they laugh at your dreams, you are silently constructing an empire they could never imagine. And here is the beautiful truth about elevation. When you rise, the disrespect fades into meaningless noise beneath you. The opinions of those below you carry no weight. Their words cannot reach you at the altitude you now operate. They become ants screaming at a giant who no longer remembers their names. This is not about proving them wrong. This is about proving yourself right. This is about becoming the man you were always meant to be, not because of them, but in spite of them. Use their doubt as rocket fuel. Use their disrespect as motivation carved into your soul. Every workout, every late night, every sacrifice, let it all be driven by one cold truth. You will not stay where they tried to keep you. The best part, you will not need to say a single word when you reach the top. Your success will speak with a voice louder than thunder. They will see your name. They will witness your rise. And they will know. They will remember the day they chose to disrespect the wrong man. Elevate yourself beyond their reach. That is the ultimate power move. Fourth way, expose them through their own actions. There is a temptation when someone disrespects you to attack immediately, to strike back with everything you have, to expose their flaws, their secrets, their weaknesses to the world. Resist this urge. The master strategist does not attack directly. He waits. He watches. He gives his enemy just enough rope to hang themselves. This is one of the most powerful principles Machiavelli ever revealed. Your enemies will destroy themselves if you are patient enough to let them. People who disrespect others are rarely disciplined. They are driven by ego, by insecurity, by a desperate need to feel superior. And these same traits that compel them to disrespect you are the traits that will eventually expose them to the world. Your job is not to be the executioner. Your job is to be the silent witness who watches their inevitable downfall. When someone disrespects you, they reveal their character, but they do not reveal it fully in that one moment. Given time, given space, given the illusion that they have gotten away with it, they will continue their behavior. They will disrespect others. They will make enemies. They will burn bridges with the same arrogance they showed you. And slowly, the world begins to see them for what they truly are. You do not need to say a word. You do not need to launch a campaign against them. You simply need to step back and let nature take its course. This is the way of the strategist. This is dark psychology in its purest form. But there is a more active version of this principle as well. Sometimes you can create situations that allow their true nature to emerge faster. You give them opportunities to show who they are in front of others. You ask the right questions in the right settings. You position yourself as calm, composed, and reasonable while they unravel with their own aggression and arrogance. The contrast destroys them. People are watching. They always are. And when they see you maintaining dignity while your enemy spirals into pettiness, the verdict is delivered without a single accusation from your lips. This requires patience. This requires emotional control. This requires the cold understanding that justice delayed is not justice denied. It is justice perfected. The exposure that comes from their own actions is 100 times more powerful than any accusation you could make. When you point fingers, people question your motives. When their own behavior condemns them, there is no defense. There is no argument. There is only the undeniable truth of who they are, revealed by their own hand. So hold your cards close. Watch carefully. Give them time. Give them space. Give them rope. And when they finally fall, you will be standing tall, untouched, vindicated not by your words, but by their own undeniable destruction. Patience is not weakness. Patience is the deadliest weapon of all. Fifth way, control the narrative. Reality is not what happens. Reality is what people believe happened. This single truth has shaped empires, destroyed kings, and elevated the cunning above the strong throughout all of human history. Machiavelli understood that perception is the ultimate battlefield. The man who controls the story controls the outcome. When someone disrespects you, a narrative is being written in real time. They are positioning themselves as dominant. They are framing you as weak, as someone who can be stepped on without consequence. If you allow their version of events to stand unchallenged, you have already lost the war before you even realized it began. But here is where dark psychology gives you the upper hand. You do not need to argue. You do not need to defend yourself with desperate words. You need to strategically shape how others perceive the situation. This is not about lying. This is about emphasis. This is about framing. This is about making sure the truth that serves you is the truth that spreads. How do you do this? First, you remain calm. The moment you react emotionally, you hand your enemy the brush to paint you as unstable, aggressive, or guilty. Calmness signals innocence. Calmness signals strength. Calmness makes people question why the other person is so heated while you remain unmoved. Second, you speak to the right people at the right time, not to gossip, not to complain, but to plant seeds of perspective. A few well-placed words to the right ears can shift an entire room's understanding of what truly occurred. Third, you let your actions tell your story. While they are running their mouth, you are showing up with excellence. You are demonstrating character. You are proving through your daily movements that you are not the man they tried to portray. People trust what they see over what they hear. And when what they see contradicts the narrative your enemy is pushing, doubt creeps in, doubt spreads. Doubt dismantles their entire campaign against you. The masters of power have always known this secret. Wars have been won, not on the battlefield, but in the minds of the people watching. Reputations have been saved not by truth alone, but by the strategic presentation of that truth. You must think like a general commanding, not soldiers, but perceptions. Every word you speak, every action you take, every silence you hold is a move on this invisible chessboard. Your enemy may have thrown the first punch in the realm of narrative, but you will throw the last. You will shape the story so masterfully that history remembers you as the man of composure, of strength, of unshakable dignity. And your enemy? They will be remembered as the fool who tried and failed to tear you down. Control the narrative. Control your destiny. This is the game. Learn to play it or be played. Sixth way. Strike where it hurts. Their reputation. There comes a time when silence is not enough. There comes a time when elevation alone will not deliver the justice your soul demands. Sometimes you must strike. But the intelligent man never strikes with fists. He strikes with something far more devastating. He strikes at reputation. Machiavelli wrote extensively about the importance of reputation as the foundation of all power. A man can lose his wealth and rebuild. A man can lose his position and climb again. But a man who loses his reputation loses everything, for reputation is the currency that opens doors, builds alliances, and commands respect in every room he enters. When someone disrespects you, they have gambled their reputation against yours. They have made a bet that they can diminish you without consequence. Your task is to make that bet the most expensive mistake of their life. But hear me clearly. This is not about gossip. This is not about petty rumors whispered in dark corners. That is the weapon of the weak. That is the tool of those who lack intelligence and strategy. You are better than that. You are more dangerous than that. Strategic reputation damage operates on a different level entirely. It is about positioning. It is about contrast. It is about making their flaws visible through the sheer brilliance of your own conduct. When you show up as a man of integrity, their lack of integrity becomes glaring. When you demonstrate loyalty, their disloyalty stands exposed. When you move with class and composure, their pettiness is magnified for all to see. You become the mirror that reflects their ugliness to the world. But there is another layer to this. The truly Machiavellian mind understands that alliances are everything. The person who disrespected you does not exist in isolation. They have friends, colleagues, connections, people whose opinions they value, people whose respect they need. And here is where your strategic mind goes to work. You do not attack your enemy directly. You build relationships with those around them. You become valuable to the people they depend on. You demonstrate your worth, your character, your reliability in spaces where they cannot control the narrative. Slowly, their circle begins to see the contrast. Slowly, whispers of doubt about their character begin to circulate, not because you planted lies, but because your presence planted truth. And when the time is right, when the ground has been prepared, you may not even need to say a word. Their own allies will begin to question them. Their own friends will start to distance themselves. The isolation will be complete, and it will feel to them as if the universe itself turned against them. But it was not the universe. It was you, operating in silence, moving with precision, striking where it hurts most without ever leaving fingerprints at the scene. This is the art of strategic reputation warfare. It is not fast. It is not loud. It is not fueled by emotion. It is cold. It is calculated. It is devastatingly effective. Your enemy chose to disrespect you because they thought you were powerless. They thought you lacked the intelligence to respond. They thought their reputation was untouchable. Show them how wrong they were, not with anger, not with aggression, but with the silent, systematic dismantling of everything they thought was secure. When their reputation crumbles, they will search for someone to blame. They will never find you, but they will know. Deep down, they will know, and that knowledge will haunt them forever. Seventh way, become indifferent, the ultimate power. As everything you have learned so far has been building to this moment, this final way is not just another strategy. It is the destination. It is the peak of the mountain. It is the place where true power resides, untouchable, unreachable, eternal. Indifference. The moment you stop needing anything from anyone, you become the most dangerous man in any room. Think about why disrespect hurts. It hurts because you care. It hurts because some part of you values the opinion of the person attacking you. It hurts because your sense of self is still dependent on external validation. And as long as that dependency exists, you will always be vulnerable. You will always be a slave to the perceptions of others. You will always be one harsh word away from emotional destruction. But what happens when you kill that dependency? What happens when you reach a state of mind where the opinions of others hold no weight whatsoever? What happens when you can look at someone disrespecting you and feel nothing, not anger, not hurt, not even the desire for revenge, just complete and total emptiness toward their existence? You become untouchable. This is the highest level of dark psychology. This is the final form of the Machiavellian mind. The prince who needs nothing from his enemies cannot be manipulated by his enemies. The man who has detached emotionally from the crowd cannot be controlled by the crowd. You operate on a plane they cannot reach because you have severed the strings they once used to puppet your emotions. Indifference is not pretending you do not care. It is genuinely arriving at a place where you do not care. This takes work. This takes deep internal transformation. You must confront the parts of yourself that still seek approval. You must kill the inner child who still craves validation from those who will never give it. You must rewire your brain to source your worth entirely from within, from your values, your vision, your standards, and nothing else. When you reach this state, something remarkable happens. Your energy shifts. People can feel it. They sense that you are no longer playing the same game as everyone else. The person who once disrespected you will try again, expecting the same reaction they got before. But this time, there is nothing. You look at them like a stranger. You respond with the emotional investment you would give to a rock on the side of the road. And in that moment, they realize they have lost all power over you. This is not about suppressing emotion. This is about transcending the need for others to treat you a certain way in order for you to feel whole. Your wholeness comes from within. Your power comes from within. Your peace comes from within. And when a man reaches that level of self-sovereignty, he becomes magnetic. He becomes untouchable. He becomes free. The world will always have people who disrespect. There will always be small minds trying to tear down those who threaten their fragile egos, but you are no longer affected by the world. You have stepped outside the game entirely. You watch it like a spectator, amused by the chaos but never caught in its current. This is the ultimate power, not wealth, not status, not influence. True power is needing nothing. True power is complete emotional independence. True power is indifference so absolute that nothing and no one can disturb your inner kingdom. Machiavelli wrote about princes who conquered nations, but the greatest conquest of all is the conquest of the self. When you master your own mind, when you become indifferent to the noise of the world, you have achieved what most men will spend their entire lives chasing and never find. You are now untouchable. You are now complete. You are now free. Welcome to the final level. Welcome to true power. You now hold 7 weapons most men will never possess. Use them wisely. Use them coldly. Use them without mercy when the moment demands. If this stirred something deep within you, drop one phrase in the comments below. Write the words, "I am untouchable," and claim your new identity. Let the algorithm know you are here. Like this video. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson in power. The weak will scroll past. The strong will take action. Which one are you? Remember, respect is never given. It is commanded. Now go. Become untouchable.